What's good, fight fans? It's Ash's Corner. Shout out to the LDBC. Now, I got this topic from Contender Regime Boxing. It is a great channel. You guys should go over there and check out his channel and subscribe to Contender Regime Boxing. He was talking about the reason on why the Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter fight hasn't been announced. And I believe he's on the right track. I believe that, he probably is correct on why. Excuse me, on the reasons he came up with that the fight isn't going, that the fight hasn't been announced yet. And, I agree mostly on the fact that Errol Spence is probably setting up the Bud Crawford fight at the same time, simultaneously. I agree with that point. It seems highly likely. And in my eyes, I see that every time Terrence Crawford had a fight, it had poor promotion, very bad promotion. It would be a soft note on the fact that he even has a fight, and in the background and overshadowed by other fights so much as far as promoting that you would even forget that Terrence Crawford has a fight coming up. You'll be told he has a fight, but they'll only probably promote it once. So you probably would be unsure. And then 2 months go by and you've seen no promotion, you've heard nothing about it. It's like you forget all about it, and then boom, it's like the week of the fight. That's usually how Terrence Crawford fights happen. You usually find out 2 weeks before the fight that he has a fight coming, And that just can't happen when it comes to Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. So I really think, being that Errol Spence is his own promoter, being that that's the fact, and he knows what needs to be done to promote himself, I think his best bet to get the most eyes on this fight and to get everybody possible to know at the same time, simultaneously, that Errol Spence and Bud Crawford is going to be next, would be to fight Shawn Porter, beat Shawn Porter, and for Terrence Crawford to already know in advance, before that fight takes place, that he's supposed to step in that ring, because they already have a fight set in motion after Porter. But in the same sense, Errol Spence can't walk around and hint to the notion that that's what he's doing. And it makes sense to me on why Terrence Crawford is being so quiet. And especially Bomac, Terrence Crawford really isn't that much of a talker. He doesn't bring up fighters unless, they're brought up to him, unless he's calling somebody out, of course. But Bomac is usually his mouthpiece. And Bomac really isn't even saying that much. So it could be possible that they're already talking in negotiation, and he's kind of letting them know what he is planning to do. And Terrence Crawford and Bomac is probably somewhat satisfied right about now because of what the plans are and the fact that he is talking to Terrence Crawford. This is just my guess. I don't know what's going on. I'm really just going with what Contender Regime said and kind of putting my own twist on it as far as why I think he might be right in saying that. And I think and just saying exactly what I think Errol is doing. I really think that he is I personally think that he's going to fight Shawn Porter and set it up so that Bud knows that he has to come to that fight. Bud knows that he has to get in that ring because it's set into motion. Something like AJ and Klitschko. They knew that shit was going to happen. They knew that after AJ won that fight, he was supposed to go in there because shit was already signed, sealed, and delivered. Now, not delivered, but you understand what I'm saying. Now, just like I said, when it comes to promoting, Errol Spence don't have no promoter. He's his own promoter. And when it comes to Terrence Crawford, his promotion, it stinks. So, if he doing Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence is going to be a big fight. There's going to be a lot of eyes on the television, your phone. There's going to be a lot of eyes watching that fight. There's going to be a lot of eyes in the building that's seeing that fight. If Bud comes to that fight and walk up in that ring, everybody's already going to know what's good. It's going to be a highly anticipated fight. The promotion's already done. If that happens, a lot of work is already done. All you got to do now is talk about the fight and, just keep talking about it. Put out videos about it and such. Like, that's all really you need to do. If Bud walks in that ring and them both look at each other like, yeah, this is next. The boxing fans, the boxing world would be lit on fire. That's totally different than if Errol fought Shawn Porter, beat Shawn Porter, and then a month down the line or whatever, they just announce it. When you announce a fight, it doesn't have that running start behind it as after a victory, somebody comes in the ring and this fight is already set, sound, and delivered, and our date. Imagine that, like right after the fight, they say the date. Like Bud walk in the ring, and Earl be like, "We already have a date set." Like, bruh, I'm just saying, that's just my notion, my little 2 cents on the fact. I don't know why they haven't announced this fight. I don't know what's taking Earl so long about signing the papers, but that's just my thought on the matter. And also, like Contender Regime Boxing, I don't want to see him move up and fight Canelo and then move back down and wait, because that's just not a good look in my book. I'm not really down for that shit either. So, I don't know why he hasn't signed it, is what I'm saying. And we already know Shawn Porter has signed his side of the bargain. This fight's going to happen, I agree. Shawn Porter and Errol Spence is going to happen. Maybe he's just waiting on a date. Who knows? Maybe it's something that's going on his side and his family side, and he's just trying to make sure a month is clear, or he don't have to be in training. Who knows? But I have all faith in Errol Spence Jr. in being undisputed and wanting to collect these belts at welterweight, at 147, and not just strictly moving up and fighting Canelo. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.